Hello, welcome to my weekly live stream. Thank you for being here. And today I want to talk a little bit about the free mini course that I just put out. It's called The Overflowing Cup, How to Attract Students to Your Slow Mindful Yoga Classes. I made this mini course as for two reasons. One is because people often ask me how to succeed in the yoga world if you're not teaching fast fitness stuff. And the second reason I made it is because I wanted to kind of give you a little lead in to the bigger course that I have coming out next week, which is a whole 40-hour online subtle yoga teacher training, which took me a long time to make, actually. I'm really excited about it. So I thought I would talk a little bit about this mini course. I also have some other exciting news, but I have to wait to share it. Oh, I don't like keeping secrets, but I have to wait because, there's details that are happening. But it's about one of my live streams, which is going to happen in 2 weeks, not from my living room. Well, actually, this is the second to last live stream I'm going to do from this room because we're moving. We're staying in Nashville, but we're moving to a new house. So my next live stream will be from a different place. So thank you for being here. If you have questions or comments, please feel free to leave them in the comment box and I'll try to get to them today. Okay, so the first part of the mini series is about, which I just released today, by the way. And if you didn't get it, feel free to let me know. You can leave a comment and I'll send it to my support person and they'll send you the video for the first part of it. Okay, so that first part is kind of getting clear on what is the way that when you feel like you have so much to share, because slow yoga has given you, so much in your life, has helped you to overcome so many things. You think about when people talk about yoga, how powerful it is. I used to feel a little bit bad about being a yoga teacher. And I would say things to my husband like, oh, my friends from college, they're all lawyers and doctors. And he would say, the wise man that he is, he would say things like, how many of them actually do people regularly, on a regular basis, tell them that you've changed their life? That happens to doctors and lawyers sometimes, but not like it happens to yoga teachers. And so, with that kind of support that I had, I really moved forward and I thought, this is good. This is important. It's really important work. And a lot of times I feel like my cup is overflowing with this work and I have to share it. Like, you have to give it back. You have to share it with your community. So when you have that feeling of like, I'm so bursting with how beautiful this work is and how much I want to share it, then the next step becomes like, how do you do that? Particularly when you feel like your market is really crowded. You feel like there's too many yoga teachers. How many times have you heard that there's too many yoga teachers? There's too many yoga teacher training programs. So how do you get it to the people? And so that's what the first part of the mini series is about. So go ahead and check that out when you get a chance. Tomorrow and Saturday, is tomorrow Friday? Yeah, Friday and Saturday, I'll be sending the next two parts of the course. The second part of the course is about, I want to say one more thing about the first part of the course. The other piece of that is that there's a PDF handout with it, which will give you just some really basic research information, because part of the sharing it, I believe, has to be part of sharing what the evidence base is. So, you start to get familiar. You don't need to know everything, but you get familiar with a little bit of the evidence base. And this starts being very important, I think, in helping students to understand, and certainly in helping referrals, which leads me to the second part of the course, which is going to come out tomorrow. And that part is called Connect. And that is a bunch of different ideas with a PDF about how to connect to healthcare professionals for referrals, because we're living in this time right now when yoga and yoga therapy are not licensed professions. And that means yoga gets categorized as a wellness or a leisure activity. which is fine. It is those things. However, when we get to the time when yoga is deliverable and reimbursable, we're going to see some changes in demand for the services, I believe. And so as that starts to happen, great, more people, there may be some licenses, there's more opportunity for interaction. Until that happens, we really need to hustle in terms of getting connected to providers who can see the benefit of our work and then start to create referrals or even create spaces within their own venues for you to be offering your services. So that's what the second part's about. And then the third part is about getting more support. So that third part, I'm talking a little bit about some of my online offerings that can help you develop the lexicon you need, the languaging you need, the knowledge base that you need to be able to reach more people. Because the reality is that, yes, there are too many yoga teachers in the world. I totally agree with that, for a certain kind of yoga. There's too many teachers who want to teach elite athlete or fitness based, or that kind of yoga studio yoga. There's a lot of that, and then that market is certainly continuing to expand, but probably not at the rate of the teachers getting cranked out. Apparently, there are 2 yoga teachers for every 1 yoga teacher, 2 people who want to become yoga teachers for every yoga teacher who already exists. That's kind of like authors. Have you heard that? There's more people who've written books than people who write them. It's kind of the same thing with yoga teachers. So yes, because the reason is that we've confined ourselves to a certain we sort of have put ourselves in a box as this is what yoga teachers do and this is where they do it. And then, the market is totally saturated in most cities, unless you're in a kind of a smaller rural community. Most cities, it's very saturated. So that means if you want to share these practices, particularly if you're focused on building nervous system resilience as opposed to simply, a fitness-based approach, then we have to have other ways to reach people. So I'm hoping that this course will help you do that. Feel free again to leave comments or questions about the course, or if you didn't get the course and you want it, just tag me in a comment and I'll send you a link. So thank you so much for being here today. Oh, I have really exciting news to share in 2 weeks, but I'm keeping my big mouth shut right now because the details are not finalized and I don't want to say something if it's not happening yet. But I think when you see me in 2 weeks, we're going to be in a really interesting venue for the live stream. Okay, I'll talk to you next week. Thanks for being here. Namaste.